For ACUSports.com, I'm Grant Boone talking some Wildcat football with head coach Adam Dorrel. After a bye week, the Wildcats are home for Northwestern State on Saturday. It's an afternoon game. We'll talk about the Demons coming in to Abilene here in a moment. Coach, tell us about the bye week and what you think your team accomplished, and did you get some rest?
Yeah, I think it was productive. You know, I think you look at bye weeks, you always worry about guys putting in time and not putting in work, but I feel like our guys put in work. I feel like we got better as a football program. I felt like we fixed the things we needed to fix. Backed off the reps for some of the older guys a little bit, gave the younger guys some reps. So, again, I think that's going to help in our development. But bottom line, we fixed what we needed to, and we're getting guys back that they're going to be able to play Saturday that wouldn't have been able to play if we played last Saturday. So that's exciting.
Yeah, you told me on your TV show that as much as you were excited about the two-game winning streak, that you needed time for some guys to get healthy. We haven't seen Quayshawn Washington in a few weeks. Jonathan Baconi's been out. Tell us about those two guys specifically.
Yeah, they're both going to play Saturday, and you know, we feel very strongly about those guys and their ability to help us make plays. So it's going to be good to have them back on the 212 defense, and our defensive guys are excited about that. They're both excited to play again. You know, they're two guys that are just hyper competitive and they love to play the game, and so we're excited to have them back.
You faced two straight run-first teams in McNeese and Nichols. Then you faced a pass-first team in southeastern Louisiana, and really you handled all three. What can you really say about the defense filling in for those guys who were absent?
Oh, they've done a great job. You know, I'm very proud of our coaches because I feel like their teaching progression and the way Coach Jackson sets up the defense, it makes people interchangeable. And a lot of defenses aren't like that, man. And so the way they teach, the way they structure their defense, it allows us to move people around. Jamar Mack, you know, his ability to kick down and play down at that nickel position has been just huge for us the last few weeks. So just overall team effort, guys being unselfish, moving some positions, and, you know, just doing the best that they can. And, you know, their best it's been good enough.
You haven't trailed in a football game since October the 6th, which is pretty cool. Each time that you've been in one of those games that wound up being a 2 or 3 possession win, those games were closer, I think, than maybe the final scores indicated. A big play by one of those teams could have made it closer. Each time that a team would get closer, your offense seemed to respond.
Yeah, they have. I've been proud of them for that. I think that starts with the mindset. You know, we're trying to be super aggressive. We've talked about the parity in the Southland Conference, and I just don't think, you know, where we're at right now and where the other teams in our league are at right now, I don't think it's maybe traditional, set on a lead, trying to run the football, run the clock out. I don't think you can do that right now. So we're continuing to be aggressive, but Luke's being smart with the football. If it's not there, he's checking the football down. And, you know, our ability to execute both in the run and pass game, I think's helped us because we're not one-dimensional.
When you look at the Southland Conference standings, McNeese, after a narrow victory over Central Arkansas, leads at 5-1. You have 4 teams at 4-2, and then ACU is sitting there at 3-3. You told us on your TV show a couple of weeks ago that you're not looking at standings. Right. You can't really afford, can you, to look much past the game that you're playing in this league? It seems like every team can beat the other, it seems like.
Absolutely, and I don't know. As a head coach, that's something I've always tried to, you know, keep our coaches focused on and our team focused on. I think you start looking too far ahead, or you look back, I think you just you cause yourself a lot of problems. And so, you know, it's something that I don't think comes naturally. I think you have to try to develop that in your program. That's something we've talked about since I got here, trying to just focus on the week. What can we control? You know, our attitude, effort, try to get better. And, you know, that's our focus right now. We're done with the bye week. Our guys are excited to play again Saturday, and we're excited it's a day game, and we're really jacked up about that.
Can you overstate the importance of having a big crowd at Wildcat Stadium Saturday?
I think that's something, you know, our guys are very they're anticipating and they're really hoping for. And, you know, I take it back to, you know, 2 weeks ago and what we walked into, and that can't be healthy.
It's almost empty.
Yeah, and that just cannot be. That's not good for anybody's psyche. And so we're excited for people to come out to the game, for our students, for our fans. I know our guys are looking forward to it. The fact that we have 2 games left out of our final 3 games, and obviously every game's big right now. So we're excited about that, and it's going to be a great college football afternoon.
That was a road game we were talking about, where the stadium was empty, not Wildcat Stadium. So you get Northwestern State in here on Saturday. Again, back to what you said a second ago, every team probably can beat every other team. They're coming off a really exciting win, and they've got one of the most dynamic players in all of FCS football in wide receiver Jazz Ferguson. It's hard not to look at him first, isn't it?
It is, and I think, you know, the thing with Jazz, I think if you look at the last couple of weeks, they're missing their starting quarterback. So their starting quarterback's back, and obviously when the starting quarterback's back, it's going to make him better. And he's just very talented, very dynamic. They move him around. He's got a good skill set, his ability to high point footballs, and he's physical too. And I think a lot of times when you see bigger receivers like that, sometimes they're not as fast. He's not. He can run. He can get up and go. And so he's going to be a big challenge for our back end.
You always talk about turnovers, and this is a team at Northwestern State. They've given up a lot of yards, but they've taken the ball away.
Yeah, I mean, last week I think they were +4 in turnover margin. They didn't turn it over one time and got 4 turnovers. And so, it's one of those things. You look at them, they may give up yards here or there in some of the games, but, man, the way they've been able to hold in the red zone and in crucial moments like last week, it tells me that, they've got a lot of pride and they're playing hard.
ACU hosts Northwestern State. The Wildcats put a 2-game winning streak on the line at Anthony Field at Wildcat Stadium. You can catch the game on ACUsports.com.